Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back to Your Health live show, coming to you directly from our studios, Al Khair Iqra TV studios here in Bradford, Manchester Road. Alhamdulillah. Welcome back, mashallah. Before the break, we were going through signs and symptoms of deficiencies. We reached number 9. Number 9 is chapped lips. Many people all their life have chapped lips. Now, what causes chapped lips? It'll be very, very interesting for you to know that a lack of B2, thiamine, causes chapped lips. So if you look at slide number 20, you will see what I mean by chapped lips. Slide number 20 marks this up. This is 21. So we need slide number 20, and inshallah that will show us what chapped lips are. So chapped lips are caused by a lack of B2, a deficiency in B2, same as what we mentioned before for cracked heels and mouth. The corners of the mouth, when you have cracks down there, or your heels are cracked, same thing as your lips are cracked, is caused by a lack of B2. Now, why are people deficient in B2? The reason is because they consume grains. They consume grains, and these grains normally should be they should already naturally have the B vitamins in, B1, B2, B3, B6. But because when they are making these refined products like, pasta or these crackers or bread or biscuits, they actually bleach them with chlorine. And this chlorine, what does it do? It makes the B vitamins disappear. So you're having what should be having the B vitamins in, but it doesn't have it inside. Therefore, you're deficient. It stands to reason if you're taking something which you believe, and this is why they add sometimes these B2s in, but adding is completely different to what should be there naturally. So if you're taking something believing that there's B vitamins in there and it doesn't have it in there, then sooner or later, you're going to run out of these B vitamins, and lack of B2 causes issues with the skin, causes cracks in the heels, causes cracks in the corner of the mouth, causes cracks on your forehead and your nose, and can also cause cracks on your lips. Let's go to slide number 21. Edema. Many people you will see have always their ankles normally, ankle area, or the feet, one of the feet or both the feet has this kind of swelling, and you can see imprints. You can see this foot with edema, you can see the imprints there, imprints of the shoe maybe, or even of the socks is swollen. Why is this swollen is the question. So normally this is due to a deficiency of potassium. You have a lack of, here we are. So this was the previous slide, chapped lips. Jazakallah masters up. So if you go back to slide number 21, and we'll continue with slide 21. Why do we have this swelling around our feet? The reason for that is because there's a deficiency of potassium that will cause an increase of sodium. So the potassium-sodium levels are out of sync. There's more sodium than potassium. And why is that? Because refined sugar, when you have too much sugar, it causes this imbalance of potassium and sodium. That's why many diabetics actually have this swelling, and they have generalized swelling, but they have it particularly around their feet. It means that they have less potassium because the balance is messed up. They've got more, they may have potassium, but it's certainly much more than they should have, and it's much more, and the sodium is much more than the potassium. So the potassium-sodium balance is impaired. There's too less potassium in comparison with how it should be for the level of salt in the body, in the blood. Okay, so what's the solution? Well, need to eat plenty of leafy green vegetables in large volumes, a big salad bowl. That'll give you potassium, and also decrease your salt, or even quality electrolytes. If you want to get rid of the swelling quickly, then electrolytes are very good. They get rid of the swelling quickly, but alongside your GP supervision, it's very dangerous. Many people, people don't realize this, but they can die of lack of potassium. Just a friend of mine, Zamarud Bhai, Allah Ta'ala give him sabr jameel. His daughter passed away just last week in Pakistan because of potassium imbalances. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi rajiun. We've got a phone call. We're going to go to the phone call inshallah, and then we'll continue. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعلیکم السلام.
وعلیکم السلام. جی بھائی.
جی بھائی میں بول رہا ہوں, مجھے پہلی بات ہے کہ مجھے بلڈ کلاٹ بھی ہے.
ہاں.
جو کہ دوائی اور استعمال کر رہا ہوں نارمل ہے, لیکن مجھے تکلیف زیادہ کھانسی کی ہے اور ہے فیور کی پرابلم رہتی ہے. یہ
ہے فیور اور کھانسی آپ کو ہے؟
بہت زیادہ ہے. کھانسی رات میں نہیں آتی ہے.
رات کے وقت ہوتی ہے آپ کو؟
نہیں, دن رات ہوتی ہے, رات کو کرتی ہے.
ہاں, تو آپ بلڈ پریشر کی دوائی لے رہے ہوں گے نا, اور بلڈ تھننگ کی دوائی بھی لیتے ہوں گے آپ؟
وہ تو وارفرین لیتا ہوں.
وارفرین. ہاں وارفرین. تو ہاں دیکھیے, یہ بعض مرتبہ یہ جو کرونک کف ہوتی ہے تو جو آپ کی جو دوائی ہوتی ہے اس کے سائڈ افیکٹ کی وجہ سے بھی یہ ہو سکتی ہے, تو اس کا ذرا خیال کریں. کب سے آپ کو یہ کھانسی ہے؟
اس وقت تو کافی عرصے سے ہے, لیکن کم دن کو.
تو آپ کو یہاں خارش ہوتی ہے یا
خارش نہیں ہوتی, کھانسی ہوتی ہے. تو میں بعض اوقات ڈاکٹر مجھے دیتا ہے سر ایک ہفتے کے لیے پریڈنول
اسٹیرائڈ. ہاں اسٹیرائڈ دیتے ہیں, پریڈنیسولون.
یہ سر یہ ایک ہفتے کی ڈوز دیتا ہوں. تو ہفتے میں پہلے تو ہفتے میں استعمال کرنے کے بعد کو سال کے بعد تکلیف ہوتی تھی. تو وہ 8-6 میں سال کے بعد ابھی کچھ عرصے سے مدد میں بہت 2-3 ماہ کے بعد مجھے اس قسم کی دوائی کی ضرورت پڑتی ہے. لیکن وہ ڈاکٹر کا وہ صرف ایک ہفتے کی دوائی دیتے ہیں.
دیکھیے جو کھانسی لوگوں کو ہوتی ہے نا عموماً, یہ ہومیوپیتھی کے اندر ایک دوائی ہے, اس کا نام ہے برائیونیا. وائلڈ ہاپس اس کا انگریزی کا نام ہے, اور ہومیوپیتھی کے اندر یہ لیٹن نیم برائیونیا ہے. تو یہ مشہور دوائی ہے کھانسی کے لیے, یعنی ہر قسم کی کھانسی کے لیے یہ مفید رہتی ہے.
معاف کیجیے, نام کیا تھا؟
BRYONIA, برائیونیا اس کا نام ہے.
آواز آپ تک ہوتا ہے.
ہاں وہ آپ کا وہ ذرا آواز نیچے کر لیں.
ہاں جی بتائیے.
برائیونیا,
BRYONIA.
ہاں, تو اس دوائی کی ایک خاص قسم کی دوائی ملتی ہے, یعنی ایک ٹنکچر یا سرپ ملتا ہے. آپ کو ذرا گوگل کر لیں, یہ جو ہومیوپیتھک فارمیسیز ہے وہ ان کی یہاں ہوتی ہے, 30 مل کی 50 مل کی. میں تمام بڑی شیشی لیتا ہوں, وہ آپ لے لیں, اور یہ صبح شام آپ 1 ٹیبل سپون لیتے جائیں, ٹھیک ہے نا. یہ آپ کا جو ریفلیکس ہے اس کو دبا دے گی. لیکن اگر آپ کو کرونک کھانسی ہے, آپ کے اندر کلوٹ بھی ہیں, تو یو نیڈ انڈیویجول 1-2 ہیلتھ. تو آپ کے یہاں علاقے کے اندر کوئی ہومیوپیتھک فزیشین ہو تو آپ ان کے پاس ضرور جائیں, آپ کا فائدہ ہی کرے گا, نقصان نہیں کریں گے انشاءاللہ. ٹھیک ہے جی صاحب, جزاک اللہ. اور دوسری بات کیا تھی آپ نے, کیا کہا تھا ایک کھانسی, دوسری بات کیا تھی
جی؟ یہ فیور بات کرتے ہیں.
ٹھیک ہے, جزاک اللہ. ہے فیور کے لیے بہت اچھی دوائی ملتی ہے ہومیوپیتھی کی, وہ یہ ہے, کہتے ہیں ہم تو فری دیتے ہیں کلینک کے اندر, مکسڈ پولنز. ہاں 30 مکس پولنز 30, یہ کمبینیشن دوائی ہوتی ہے. تو یہ ہر قسم کے جو پودے ہوتے ہیں نا جن سے آدمی کو تکلیف ہوتی ہے اسی سے بنائی جاتی ہے.
پولن 30 کیا کرتا ہے؟
بالکل جی صاحب نے صحیح کہا, مکس پولنز 30 آپ نے صحیح کہا.
30 ہے.
تو یہ لیں, اور یہ اول تو صبح شامی لیں 1 گولی, اور اگر آپ کو آرام آ رہا ہے تو آپ صرف 1 ہی لیں, ٹھیک ہے. یا الٹا کیا کریں, آپ 1 مرتبہ پہلے لیں, اگر آرام نہیں آ رہا ہے تو پھر 2 مرتبہ لیں صبح شامی, ٹھیک ہے نا. یہ بھی آسانی سے آپ کو فائدہ ہوگا انشاءاللہ. جزاک اللہ جی صاحب. Okay, so let's go back to our slides. So this is the reason why people have swelling on their feet, because of a lack of potassium. And I mentioned it can be very, very serious. People don't realize this. So it's good to be aware. If someone's got swelling, then your GP's attention should be drawn to towards this. Let's take the phone call. Another phone call. Ji, Manasir sahab.
ہلو.
جی بھائی, السلام علیکم. ہلو.
السلام علیکم.
وعلیکم السلام.
میرے گھٹنوں کے ان بٹوین جو ہے انر سائڈ درد ہے.
آپ کے یعنی کہ یہ جو گھٹنے, یہ آپ کی نیز کی بات کریں نا آپ؟
ہاں جی, نیز کے اسکن کے جسٹ ان سائڈ دا اسکن, دونوں سائڈ پہ درد رہتی ہے تقریباً 5-6 مہینے سے. فزیو تھراپسٹ نے کہا کہ یہ آرتھرائٹس کی بگننگ ابھی ہے.
آسٹیو آرتھرائٹس کی؟
جی.
اچھا, آپ سنتے جائیں, میں آپ کو بتاتا ہوں اس کا بہت اچھا نسخہ. آپ جلدی شروع کر لیں انشاءاللہ, اور یہ جو آپ کے آسٹیو آرتھرائٹس پروگریس آگے نہیں بڑھے گی انشاءاللہ, ٹھیک ہے نا.
ٹھیک ہے,
آپ سنتے جائیں. اچھا, کسی کو اگر آسٹیو آرتھرائٹس کی شروعات ہو, دیکھیے 20, 30, 40 यानी बहुत सारे आर्थराइटिस हैं। सबसे कॉमन होते हैं ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस, जो डीजेनरेटिव आर्थराइटिस कहलाते हैं। आदमी की उम्र जब पीछे होती है, आदमी ने बहुत काम किया होगा, तो फिर वो उनके अंदर वेयर एंड टेयर होता है। हर चीज़ के अंदर उम्र की वजह से फ्री रेडिकल डैमेज होता है, और वो चीज़ नहीं रहती, उसके अंदर फतूर और कमज़ोरी आ जाती है। तो इसको जब हड्डी के अंदर ये पाया जाता है तो इसको हम कहते हैं ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस। एक है ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस और एक है रूमेटिक आर्थराइटिस, ये दोनों हैं। रूमेटिक आर्थराइटिस ये ऑटोइम्यून डिजीज़ है, और ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस डीजेनरेटिव डिजीज़ है। रूमेटिक बीमारी के अंदर आदमी को स्टिफनेस ज़्यादा होता है। रूमेटिक आर्थराइटिस के अंदर स्टिफनेस आधे घंटे से ज़्यादा होती है। ऑस्टियो के अंदर स्टिफनेस होती है, लेकिन अमूमन आधे घंटे के अंदर अंदर वो चली जाती है। आदमी हलता है, उठता है, बैठता है, आगे पीछे चलता है, एक गोज़। तो ऑस्टियोआर्थराइटिस के लिए सबसे बेहतरीन नुस्खा आप ये समझे कि कोड लीवर ऑयल आप लें, 1 टेबलस्पून मच्छी का तेल, कोड लीवर ऑयल, वो कैप्सूल की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं, ऑयल की बात कर रहा हूँ। वो कैप्सूल अगर लेंगे तो आपके अंदर उसका जो फ़ायदेमंद जो मादा होता है बहुत कम आपके अंदर आएगा, क्योंकि लिवर उसको प्रोसेस कर लेता है, हेपाटिक ब्लड सप्लाई की तरफ चला जाता है, और आपको बहुत कम मिलेगा। ये जो मैं तरीका बता रहा हूँ आप लोगों को, इससे आपको बहुत फ़ायदा होगा, क्योंकि वो इमल्सिफाइड हो जाएगा, और जब इमल्सिफिकेशन पाया जाता है तो लिवर का जो यानी हेपाटिक ब्लड सप्लाई से इसका कोई ताल्लुक नहीं होता है, वो खून के अंदर धंस जाता है पेट ही से खाने की तरह। तो अक्सर जो उसके अंदर जो फ़ायदेमंद मवाद होता है वो आपके खून के अंदर धंस जाएगा, और आपके जहाँ नुकसान है वहाँ पहुँच जाएगा। तो 1 टेबलस्पून मच्छी का तेल लें, और 1 टेबलस्पून ट्रॉपिकाना ऑरेंज जूस लें, और क्या करें, इनको इकट्ठा ऊपर से वो बंद करें। वो ग्लास का जो जमजा होता है ना, कच का जो जमजा होता है, उसके अंदर डालें 1 टेबलस्पून मच्छी का तेल का और 1 टेबलस्पून ऑरेंज जूस का, ट्रॉपिकाना, और भी स्मूथ वाला, बंद करें, और उसको अपने हाथ पर 20-25 मरतबा अच्छी तरह मारें, ताकि वो मुदगम हो जाए, यू हैव टू इमल्सिफाई। फिर आप सुबह के वक्त कर रहे हैं, और फ़ौरन उसको पी लें, और 10-15 मिनट के बाद आप नाश्ता कर लें। This method for osteoarthritis, especially if it's the beginning, is really great, mashallah. And there's no side effects of it. It's natural, it's like having food. So take a tablespoon of cod liver oil, put into a small baby food jam there, the glass ones, clean it out obviously, put a tablespoon of Tropicana orange juice in there, a smooth one, and add to that a tablespoon of cod liver oil. Mix it thoroughly by hitting on your hand 20, 25, 30 times, and then drink it. Do this for 6 months. You will have no pains, not just in your knees, anywhere else in your body. And an added bonus is that you'll increase all the good fats in your brain as well, omega-3 fatty acids. It's good for your heart as well. तो ये नुस्खा था यानी आपके जो घुटनों के लिए. So let's go back to the slides. So you mentioned if you got swollen ankles, I mean you could be standing on your feet all day, that will cause swollen ankles. It could be a circulation issue, that will cause swollen ankles. But if it's consistent and it's a lot of edema and you're getting pitting, where you put your finger in, you can see the imprint, then more likely than not you've got an imbalance of sodium and potassium. Increase sodium and increase potassium and decrease sodium. Okay. Next, craving ice. Some people crave ice. They crave ice. So if you're craving ice, that means that you may have a deficiency of iron. And you see this in children and also ladies who are menstruating. They want to eat ice. And why do they want to eat ice? Because it's a sign that they want iron. Now the best way to get iron is always red meat. It's bioavailable. You can take things, other supplements, but it takes a lot longer. Red meat will give you iron, unless you obviously, you've got something called intrinsic factor missing, and then obviously that won't do for you. But for most people, if they've got lack of iron, they need to have red meat, liver. You can actually get, halal grass-fed liver extract supplements. It'll increase the hemoglobin levels in your body very, very well and very quickly. Or you can even get spleen extracts. They'll increase your iron levels. So if you're craving ice, next time it's an indication that you're anemic. And let's go to number 12, angina. If you have angina all the time, you have small, sharp, stabbing pains in your heart region. Sometimes it feels heavy, sometimes it's sharp or dull pain. Sometimes it radiates down your arm in what is known as referred pain. Why? This is your heart cramping because it's not achieving enough blood. All right. It can be a lack of vitamin E. Because vitamin E, what does it do? It causes rust to occur and oxidation and cause you to get clots inside your, in your venous system, in your arteries, your veins, and even your capillaries. So why do you become vitamin E deficient? The answer is straightforward. Again, refined grains, bread, cereals, pasta, biscuits, things which normally have vitamin E in them, but because when they make them, they use chlorine, that causes oxidative damage to these things, and whatever vitamin E they have, they no longer have. That's the reason why you can become vitamin E deficient. You can get supplements, and the best supplements you can get are it's known as tocotrienol. You get tocopherol and tocotrienol. Tocotrienol is 50 times more powerful than tocopherol vitamin E. So if you have these issues, or if you have even high blood pressure, then speak to your GP about supplementing with vitamin E. Your GP can give you vitamin E. It's very beneficial. So it causes problem. It causes clots. Lack of vitamin E causes these problems. Clots inside your venous supply. It causes oxidation like rust and inflammation. Very, very dangerous. So if you have angina, then you may need and you may benefit from vitamin E. Number 13, leg and calf cramps. Some people get leg and calf cramps. Why do you get cramps? Number one, magnesium deficiency. 9 out of 10 times it's because of magnesium deficiency. It can also be other deficiency. It can be sodium deficiency, potassium deficiency. People who are running a lot, sweating a lot, and don't replenish, then they can have this. But normal person, if they're getting these cramps, it's magnesium. Magnesium, we need to do a whole show just on magnesium and vitamin D. These two things are amazing. Probably next week, inshallah, we'll do vitamin D and the importance of vitamin D, because it's like magnesium is found in so many. Vitamin D is found in 300 different, kind of processes in our body, and magnesium is also very, very important. So magnesium is found, it's in the heart of chlorophylls. And where's chlorophyll found? Chlorophyll is found in green leafy vegetables. Green leafy vegetables. So plenty of green leafy vegetables, salads, they all contain magnesium and potassium and other things as well. So plenty of greens. If you have leg cramps, then green vegetables. Okay, number 14, irritability, overthinking, tension, being angry. Yeah, an example of somebody on the edge, very irritable. So why? So these things, irritability, overthinking, nervous tension, angry, what are these things got in common? Vitamin B1 deficiency. If you're vitamin B1 deficient, then you'll have these symptoms. So what should you do? Something called brewer's yeast. I mentioned this before. Brewer's yeast is very important. Brewer's yeast contains all these B vitamins apart from the B12s. You can take it before bedtime and it'll really, really relax you. So if you've got these symptoms of irritability, overthinking, nervous tension, angry, B1 is very important. Balki you can get a B50, which has got in 50 mgs all the B vitamins. But if you do get it, get brewer's yeast. Brewer's yeast बहुत अच्छी खुराकी दवाई है. इसके अंदर सब बी विटामिन पाए जाते हैं. बी विटामिन के ज़रिए आदमी के लिए जिस्म के अंदर एनर्जी रिलीज आसान हो जाती है. आदमी मुतमईन होता है, परसुकून होता है, गुस्सा नहीं आता है. We all need to take this. Every one of us. We should be taking brewer's yeast. It's called nutritional yeast in the States. In England, it's called brewer's yeast. You can Google these and you can find it. Very beneficial. So how many guys irritable, overthinking, nervous tension, angry? Give them brewer's yeast and they will become mellow. But give it to them for a good 2-3 weeks. As always, let your GP know if you can get hold of him, her. Okay, here we are. Look, slide number 26. Brewer's yeast. Consuming inactive brewer's yeast is a fantastic way of increasing essential vitamins, including the B complex vitamins. The B complex vitamins in brewer's yeast powder include B1, which is thiamine, B2, riboflavin, B3, niacin, B5, pantothenic acid, B6, pyridoxine, B9, folic acid, and H or B7, biotin. It also contains essential minerals, potassium, selenium, magnesium. So you understand, don't you, that our food is nutritionally bankrupt. There's nothing in it. This is why these things are very important. It's all well and good saying, yeah, have food. You can't get these things from food because our food is nutritionally, it should have been nutritionally dense. It's not nutritionally dense. It's being grown grown in dirt rather than soil. Okay. Number 15, asthma. There's a pandemic of asthma. So many people have asthma. What is causing asthma? What is asthma? Asthma is inflammation of the lungs. When the bronchi, bronchiolitis, bronchioles, they're full of like liquid, sticky liquid, phlegm. Most asthmatics are deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D can reduce inflammation and help you breathe. This is why many people with asthma get better in the summer, because they're playing outside, they've got the sun. So check your vitamin D level. You should always check your vitamin D levels, as you should always, slightly middle-aged amongst us should be checking their liver function and more importantly, their kidney function, EGFR levels. So vitamin D, if anyone's asthmatic, inshallah they'll benefit from there. Number 16, loss of outer eyebrows. People have, missing hair from there. Why? Why do people have missing outer eyebrows? Usually this is a thyroid problem. Or a thyroid problem means there's an iodine deficiency unless you're hyperthyroid. If it's hypo, it means you don't make enough thyroxine, and that's because you have an iodine deficiency, lack of T4 or T3. T3 is the active one, is where the body takes the iodine from there, and T4 is the inactive one. So if you've got issue with losing hair, check your thyroid gland. One of the best way to increase your iodine is take sea kelp with your doctor's supervision. Sea kelp is very, very effective. Okay, now, some people have tightness on the right trapezius. Right trapezius, number 17, tightness in the right trapezius. Now, if you have tightness in the area, you have consistent pain in the area, it could be a gallbladder issue or a lack of bile salts. Again, I mentioned before, this is an example of referred pain. Deficiency of bile salt causes things to become stuck under the right rib cage, which is where your gallbladder is, just in the beginning of the liver. This affects the phrenic nerve. The phrenic nerve, which is a small nerve which runs up on the right side, and this causes pain on your right trapezius. So the solution, if you have this kind of pain regular, is to take bile salts, which will thin the bile and allow drainage to happen normally, and then you will feel a lot more relaxed on that right area. Number 18, nightmares, consistent nightmares, especially children having nightmares again and again. What to do if you have nightmares is very, very simple. If you have, again, it's B1 and brewer's yeast you need to have, especially children. There's something called the amygdala. The amygdala is found in the brain area, in your head, and this regulates the emotion of fear. Now, this amygdala has B1 receptors. So when you have vitamin B1, the link with the amygdala, and it kind of relaxes you. It takes away the fear. And if you take this, inshallah, you will not have nightmares. And why are people deficient in B1? It's because of the same refined diet, biscuits, pasta, crackers, refined bread. Everything that should have the B vitamins doesn't have. This is why brewer's yeast is very, very important. It benefits the amygdala, which regulates this fear emotion. And it's got B1 receptors. So what you should have found in your flour isn't there. And if it was there, it'd keep the amygdala healthy. Okay, let's continue to slide number 19. Craving for salty foods at night time. People crave salt. Generally, if you're exercising a lot, your body is kind of losing salts, you will feel the need to have salt. It's a natural phenomenon. So if someone's got this craving, they need to make sure that they have sea salt alongside potassium. They can have salt. Salt is fine as long as it's sea salt and as long as you have plenty of potassium. The table salt is very, very bad for you. Avoid that. So if you have these cravings, you need to have sea salt. That'll benefit you, inshallah. Slide number 20, stiff lower back. If you have a stiff lower back, this is normally vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D deficiency is stiff back. 10,000 IUs is a good dose, but again, find out what your levels are and speak to your GP. 21, craving dirt. Ladies who are menstruating, children, indicates lack of iron. Again, the things that give you iron, red meat. Number 2, erectile dysfunction. This is a lack of testosterone, and that indicates lack of zinc. The best way to increase testosterone is increase your zinc. And then depression, omega-3s, and again, vitamin D. Slide number 35. 34 to ho gaya. 34 is erectile dysfunction. As I mentioned, a lack of testosterone, which is caused by lack of zinc, and slide 23, depression, lack of omega-3, lack of vitamin D. I hope you found this beneficial, inshallah. Our time is up, and until next week, I'll have to leave you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. See you next week, inshallah.